Hi, welcome to A Gentle Feast. My name is Julie Ross, and I'm the creator of this curriculum, and I kind of want to give you a tour and show you around. So I created A Gentle Feast based on my experience as a homeschooling mom for over 20 years, and also as a former curriculum coordinator for a private school, which helped me to really gain an understanding of what students at various ages needed. The school is for K-3 through 12. And so I really got the whole gamut of students there. And also from my love of children's literature, I read a lot of children's books and love to continue to read them. And also from my love and passion for Charlotte Mason and her beautiful philosophy of education, I wanted to make a curriculum that I wished I would have had when I first started homeschooling. I didn't want to just buy another curriculum that came in a box, or I bought a book somewhere and then had to figure everything out for myself. I wanted someone who could hold my hand and kind of walk me through it. And so I also wanted to be able to make changes because I kind of like to do my own thing sometimes. So I created A Gentle Feast with those things in mind. Now, the main component of A Gentle Feast is an online curriculum. So I want to give you a tour. Come along. All right, here we go. All right, so when you purchase A Gentle Feast, you choose your cycle and you will get access to a membership page. So you will log into your account and go to memberships, and then you will see the cycles that you've purchased. So on the website for the cycle that you've purchased, these are what the online resources will look like. So first of all, you have your main lesson plans here. These lesson plans are written in Google Sheets, which allows you to make changes and customize them for your family. Like I said, that was something that was super important. A Gentle Feast is not a dictator. It is meant to be a tool that you can use to customize for your family. So the first are the morning time plans. So we start every day off with morning time. That includes your Bible, if you wish to do that, and then what I call the beauty loop, one extra beautiful subject: music, poetry, art, those kind of things. Again, these are customizable and these are hyperlinked so that you can have videos of the classical musical pieces, links to biography videos, etc. Then there are lesson plans for each form. Form 1 is grades 1 through 3. Form 2 is grades 4 through 6. Form 3 is grades 7 through 9. And then you have high school. Again, these are all editable. And so in order to edit them, you go up to File, and you can either make a copy of it or you can download it as an Excel spreadsheet and do it that way. So you have all the different lesson plans by forms here. There are additional high school science plans that couldn't fit onto the Form 4 sheets here because there are 4 different options for science. And you can choose the Living Books option, which uses Sabbath Mood homeschooling, or you can use the Apologia lesson plans. All right, there's a parent packet where I walk you through how Charlotte Mason taught each subject. There's also an introduction course, and this will get emailed to you. There's 5 different days. Each one's about 45 minutes to an hour long, where I go like super in depth on how to organize everything and how the curriculum works and how Charlotte Mason said to teach XYZ. But you can also access it right away if you really just want to like binge watch. You can go into your membership and see the introduction course there. There are sample schedules. These are on Google Sheets as well. So again, you can customize and change these depending on what your family's needs are. And down at the bottom here, you can see there are schedules for each form, 4 to 5 day schedules that you can use. There's the Plan Your Week video, which is super important, where I walk you through how I plan for 5 kids at the time in less than 30 minutes using these editable plans that come with A Gentle Feast. There are foreign language plans. So I wrote these based on Charlotte Mason's approach to teaching language arts and making it very accessible, very hands-on. So as you can see, there's several different levels of French and Latin, even high school plans. Spanish and French, even high school plans, and then Latin, and then 1 year of German. My one daughter was interested in learning about that. And so I added that on as well. But Charlotte Mason had them learning multiple languages at a time. There's editable exam questions. So Charlotte Mason did end of term exams. And so they're very different than what we think of typical exams. And so there's editable questions. I just kind of give you the prompts that Charlotte Mason included, and you can customize those for whatever it is that you covered that term. There are handicraft resources. Handicrafts, I get asked about those all the time, but it's kind of hard to say, okay, we're all going to learn knitting this term because your family might not like that. So I give you kind of lots of different choices here. Charlotte Mason said, it should be, handicrafts were meant to be practical. So maybe your church has a need for someone to make cookies for shut-ins, or maybe you live in a community where a hospital needs those little baby knitted hats. You can make the choice that's best for your family in terms of what you want to learn for a handicraft. If I'm going to teach my kids a handicraft, I better want to enjoy it as well. Solfa was singing lessons, and I linked to some different options for that. There's a 4-year Bible rotation. Cycle 1 starts in Genesis, but maybe you're coming into a different cycle and you want to start in Genesis. So these plans allow you to see that. There's links to Swedish drill videos, which is kind of like a body movement discipline type program that Charlotte Mason thought was important to help train a child's body. There's the scope and sequence. There's drawing resources that you can use to learn how to draw the different things, brush drawing, nature journaling, those kind of things. There's map drills for the different forms. These are part of the geography lesson plans. And then there's monthly membership calls where I have previously recorded Zoom calls. And anytime I do another one, I add those there as well. So you can kind of hear people's questions. I do training in there as well. Then there are several different book lists. There's a hyperlink book list, which will take you to Amazon. If there's a free version of the book, if there's an audible version of the book, if there's a YouTube video of someone reading the book, it's all there for you to make this book list as affordable as possible. And people tell me all the time how thankful they are that they don't just have to buy like a $500 box of books, that they really can find a lot of these online, find them in their library, find free versions, and it really makes the curriculum super cost effective. There's an editable book list, which again is in those Google Sheets. And then there's a printable one if you kind of like the PDF format. So I give it to you in a variety of formats, just to whatever works for you to help you find the books that you need. There's the family science supply list. So each cycle has family science plans, which are for forms 2 and 3 to do together. And obviously, if you have form 1 kids, they're welcome to sit along and do some of these experiments and read some of the science as well. Charlotte Mason would primarily have form 1, the younger kids solely focus on nature study. So if you only have a kid in form 1, that's what you'd be doing. But if you have older children, of course, the younger siblings are going to sit in for some of these family science activities because they're super fun. So I give you a week by week supply list. So you're not, you're kind of able to cut out each week and add it to the supplies that you need to complete those experiments. So it makes it super easy. Books read aloud. So again, if there are YouTube videos of someone reading the book, especially picture books, I link to those so you don't have to actually buy the book, which makes it easier. Charlotte Mason included current events for forms 3 and up. So I give you some ideas of resources for that. If there's any errors, you can access those. There's drawing links for the language arts packet. So every week in the language art packet, there is a drawing prompt. So it might be draw a picture of the fort at Jamestown, draw a picture of what you want for your birthday next, depending on what the copywork lesson is for the week. So the drawing links are to different drawing tutorials that can help with whatever that prompt might be. If it's draw a princess in a castle, there'd be a drawing link to that there. There's also links, cycle 1 in form 1 for natural history. There's the Burgess animal book. So there's some link to some videos for those. So your kids can actually like see the video, the animals, and hear them and get to experience them more. So I really try to include everything I could possibly think of to give you all the tools that you need to make this user-friendly, but also super accessible for your family. Like I said, this is a tool that you can use to provide your children the rich and beautiful education that Charlotte Mason talks about in a way that makes it just really easy on you. So, and the best part about these online lesson plans is that you do have lifetime access to them, so that when you go back through that cycle again in 4 years, you'll be able to access those lesson plans and those resources and do them with your child who is now in a higher form. So it really makes a Gentle Feast super cost effective. And there are several add-ons, printed materials that can enhance this online curriculum, mainly the teacher planner and the printed morning time packet. So I encourage you to take a look at those samples as well.